Thank you very much for this invitation. Okay. Well, first of all, so the packaging industry has a big challenge on regards to sustainability. So far, the industry has been putting effort on designing the packaging materials to be recycled. But the European legislation is saying that this is not enough. Yeah. So the European legislation is saying that okay, it's fine that we design our materials to be recyclable, but we need to demonstrate that the materials, the packaging waste, is going to be by the end of life being collected and recycled. And here is the challenge. Yeah, so some industrial packaging, like the majority of paper sacks in the construction industry, by the end of life, are ending in a container, getting mixed with other waste materials, and finally being disposed either in landfills or being incinerated. Yeah. So this is the point where the construction industry has set up a collaboration of the whole value chain to bring a solution under the umbrella of Construction Goes Circular Alliance. Yeah. So as I said, my name is Carlos Martinez, Circular Economy Manager at Mondi. Yeah. So and I have the pleasure today to explain you how we, in collaboration with the entire value chain, so we are driving together this challenge. Yeah. I have prepared a video, but I don't know if I have set up the different parameters to be listened. Yeah. Anyway, there is subtitles. Yeah, but I think it's going to be interesting for you to have a good context. Do you hear it?
So we can't hear it. There would be a sharing option if you reshare your screen to share with sound. We might want to try that.
You can just follow the subtitles.
Yeah, true. And I'm sure you can pop the link in as well in the chat after.
Okay. Yeah, sorry for not having the music behind. Yeah, like a kind of gladiator. But anything, I think it was interesting for you to put you in the context. Yeah, of the challenge that we are talking about. Yeah, so you see that trying to collect those materials from the construction industry is a hard challenge. Yeah. And for this reason, we initiated this initiative already 2 years ago. Why? I mean, what is Mondi? Mondi, I don't want to give a commercial presentation of Mondi, just saying what Mondi it is a paper and packaging producer. Mondi is actually being the global leader of producing paper sacks all over the planet. So to give you a magnitude, 104 paper sacks in Europe have been produced by Mondi. Yeah. So this means that we have a big responsibility on starting bringing solutions, or at least discussing potential solutions with the rest of the value chain. So what is the challenge here? Everything started also with packaging waste regulation, which is describing very clear that the materials, the packaging materials needs to be designed for being recycled, yeah. But then this is not enough, yeah. So we need to ensure that there are going to be recycling technologies with enough capacity to take all the material or a big amount of the material in Europe, yeah, and then efficient collection systems. Yeah, you have seen in the video what is the challenge, yeah. So when the material is getting mixed, and you see also this picture, yeah. So trying to recover materials from here is going to be really complex, yeah. So for this reason, we started to work together with the construction companies. So we try to start focusing on those that are generating the waste. So construction sites, yeah, construction companies, and those that are basically managing the waste, yeah, so the collectors for construction demolition waste and other waste management companies, to see feasibilities to start implementing a collection system that could start at the region, that is the construction site, yeah. So we were building this project and bringing more partners to help, yeah. And we implemented the circular model. I started in Spain. The reason why we started in Spain is because one of the main recyclers for this material, and we are talking about not a clean material, this is post-industrial. You can imagine that it's also coming with the rest, at least the dust of these building materials, yeah. So this recycler, or one of those recyclers, is in Spain, yeah. So soon we were able to pilot a proper closed loop, yeah. So meaning that material was successfully separated at the construction site, yeah. So was collected, was recycled, yeah. And even we were using this recycled paper to produce new paper bags, yeah. This was, let's say, the last part. It was the cherry on the top, yeah. But it was a successful pilot, yeah. But of course, to scale it, we need more partners across the value chain, yeah. Just before starting to see how we started to discuss how to scale it, yeah. So just some information about how it works, the value chain, yeah. So basically, our paper bags, yeah. So this is something that we are not just doing for Mondi. This is something that we do also for all the paper bags converters, yeah. The materials in the end are being supplied to the building material producers. Building material producers are filling with different construction materials. And then once the material is being used in the construction site, yeah, so we try to segregate, yeah. So here you see material, how it's being segregated, yeah. So using these big bags, and then the material can be collected, yeah. And waste management companies are, let's say, consolidating the different volumes, are then providing different services like shredding, yeah, if the material is coming too contaminated, and then they bale it, they bale the material, yeah. So, sorry. But then the point was, okay, how to scale it up, yeah. And this is the reason why we organize a first round table, inviting experts representing the full value chain, yeah. So here we had construction companies, real estate developers, collectors for construction demolition. We had as well waste management companies, recyclers, of course, building material producers, and even involving the EPR systems. Yeah, so very important when we are talking as well about the packaging waste materials. Yeah, so basically the intention of this round table was, first of all, to understand the full value chain, how it works, what is the flow of this material. Yeah. And especially here, we were inviting companies that they were already piloting, yeah. So we could already demonstrate, yeah. So what was happening around the flow of these materials, yeah. So it was very important to start asking to every participant, yeah, what are the different motivations to be part of this kind of initiative, yeah. So what the real and the honest interests, yeah. Here you can see that interests of big corporations related to provide more sustainability results, yeah. But of course, there is also other interest that is the economic ones, yeah. So of course, the construction sites are generating a waste, and they're paying for getting rid of this waste, and the collection companies and the other ones that are downstream the value chain, they're also making business with all this, yeah. So we needed to understand where the different interests and motivations to participate, and of course understand the challenges in the segregation of the material, in the logistic, in the problems for recycling when the material is coming too contaminated, yeah, and other kind of topics, yeah, and challenges that in the end you see that cannot be solved just by one company or just 2 parts or 3 parts of the value chain, but just with the full involvement of all the different parties. Yeah. So it was a successful session. Yeah. So we drove it in a very professional way. Yeah. So also including different dynamics, design thinking dynamics, yeah, to come up with different ideas and solutions, and also provide the priorities about what should be the next actions, yeah, to come from pledge to real actions. And besides this roundtable, it was really inspiring. We noticed that we needed to formalize this, yeah, formalize it in a form of alliance, yeah, an alliance that they could also manage the different actions, yeah, manage it as a project, yeah. So involving the different partners, involving more companies, yeah, and start creating different work streams where all these actions could be worked, yeah. So the way that the alliance was formalized was under the Paper Sacks Go Circular, and this was promoted by Eurosac and SEPI Eurocraft, basically trading associations of this industry, the industry of paper sacks. Yeah, so it's also important to understand that even if all the parties are interested, yeah, so we need to understand as well what is the level of interest of the different parties. Here, of course, when we were talking about the packaging materials and more basically paper sacks, we understood that this should be our industry the one to lead this transformation. Yeah. What is interesting is that once the alliance starts and starts to create these different work streams and try to also fit with the different interests of the different parties, yeah. From the very beginning, we understood that there were some kind of synergies that they could be used for fitting in the end with all the interests. Yeah. So you were seeing in the initial pictures that the material can be segregated at the construction site in these big bags. Yeah. And from the very beginning, we were seeing that all the kind of materials were using the same model to be segregated. Yeah. So like all the kind of packaging materials, like the film that are wrapped in the pallets. Yeah. Paper and board, yeah, and all the kind of non-packing materials like EPS, yeah, that they could be easily segregated in that way. Yeah. So then, why not to join forces with all the materials, yeah, and let's start to also assess and evaluate what could be the impact, yeah. So knowing that in the end, just the paper sacks was representing 1% of the total waste. Yeah, so meaning that all what we have been achieved, it was a miracle. Yeah, so it was more the passion or the connection of people that were thinking that this could be good. Yeah, but in order to scale it up, you can imagine that just 1% is not making anything. Yeah, so we need to understand what could be the different business model that we could create that could also generate economic value. Yeah, and this is the beauty of this project. Yeah, because in the end, what we have understood is that construction companies today are wasting a container with all these type of materials, and they're paying for getting rid of this. Yeah, and also the collector is paying to bring this material to the landfills or to the incineration. But then what we were seeing is that in the moment that material can come separately, yeah, the material has a value in the market. Yeah. So then this was exactly the idea to start joining forces with other materials. What if joining also with paper and board? What if joining forces with EPS material that the collectors or the recyclers are paying quite amount of money? Yeah. So with that, we were able to see that this initial initiative, Paper Sacks Go Circular, could be converted in something much bigger, in providing a global solution to the construction industry. Because basically we would be able to manage all the different material waste. Yeah, trying to find recyclers for this material, trying to understand what would be the value for this material, and of course, influencing in the rest of the value chain. Yeah, to change the current linear business model to a more circular business model, where the economic value, yeah, that is generated by these materials could influence in reducing the cost of waste management. So meaning incentivizing the segregation of more material and creating a new business model for the collectors as well. Yeah. So you see that in the end, we were trying to identify all the different interests to put in place a solution that could be a win-win solution for all the different parties. On top of that, when we see the packaging materials, those packaging materials today, most of the European countries are affected by EPR fees. So here the point comes also on redirecting these EPR fees that in some countries were not able to be redirected to support or to incentivize the circularity of these materials. So in some words, the Alliance is playing a key role in engaging all the different stakeholders and defining and implementing circular business models, yeah, in order to balance environmental and also the economic interest. Is there any question?
No, I think we can just go, Carlos.
Okay. So just in a nutshell, basically you see that the Alliance has been able to connect with all the different dots of the value chain, is trying to synchronize all the parties, because of course we are talking about the transformation from a linear economical model, yeah, to a circular one, yeah. But in the end, here the influence and the acceptance that is creating is coming for the balance of all the values that provides sustainability of this project. Yeah. So we are talking about that the main driver has been to make a challenge on managing the waste from construction. Yeah. So we are able to reduce the waste. We are able to increase transparency along the value chain, because we are able to connect all the different parties. And when we are talking about transparency, it's not just about what is happening. You can imagine that all the information that can be attached to that, yeah, so CO2 impacts and so on, yeah. So we are talking also about construction industry is currently the most polluted one, yeah. So every single initiative that goes in terms of reducing the waste and moreover try to create a circular economy in a closed loop is going to have a much higher impact, yeah. So on reducing also the consumption of virgin materials, yeah. And all this is possible, yeah, because we are able to capture this value leakage that today is in these containers, mixed containers, because we are able to segregate the material, and this material has enough value, yeah, to incentivize all the different parts to develop this circular model, yeah. I don't know if ISIS got it, yeah, but when we are talking usually about the sustainability, the perception in all the people is that this is going to come with higher prices, yeah. We need to add more cost, yeah. So in this case, we are basically recovering money that is being thrown away either in the landfills or it's just being burned, yeah. So to incentivize the full value chain, yeah. And I have included also the people, because the impact that we have here is not an impact far away in some islands in the Pacific, yeah. So the impact is directly in our cities, yeah. So we all are passing by landfills or incineration plants. So we are seeing what is happening there, yeah. So we can here start to have more cleaner cities, yeah. And also the people that are currently working with this, you can imagine that collectors that they were bringing material to the landfill, now they are bringing this material in a segregated way to a waste management company that is going to consolidate and prepare this material for being recycled. Yeah, so change completely the image, yeah, of this new economy. Yeah, and this is the beauty of this project, because it's bringing value for all the different parties. So what has started in Spain, and it's been defining a blueprint, yeah. So now we are starting to create those stakeholders dialogues or new roundtables in other countries, yeah. So we have started in Austria because Mondi has a headquarters in Austria, yeah. But there are other kind of new roundtables that very soon we're going to start seeing in other countries like Italy, like Germany, like France, yeah, and so on, yeah, in order to spread this best practice, yeah. So with an initiative that you have seen started just with single material, that is the paper sacks, yeah, and now has been converted in something much bigger to provide a full solution to the construction waste. So with that, I'm finishing here my presentation. I mean, my main takeaways from here that I think it would be for you important to take is that there are other big challenges in the market, that for managing those challenges, companies, even the biggest companies, cannot do alone. Yeah, so they will require the collaboration and the participation of the entire value chain. That of course there are challenges, but I think it's better to start putting the focus on the opportunities that this can bring. Yeah, and also one important thing is that we need to think very holistically, yeah, because if we just think in the own interest of our companies, we will never get a circular economy. Yeah, so we need to incentivize all the different parties. For this is very important to start having this kind of discussions or dialogues with the entire value chain to understand exactly what is the interest of every single part. Yeah, so we need that every single part feels enough incentivized and they get also part of the value of the new economy.
Can I ask you something about that?
Sure.
So if you say we need to incentivize all of our, like all of the parties, is it clear to all the parties in the circular economy what benefits or what incentives are available to the other partners? So is that transparent? Is it open? And is it openly discussed between the different parties in the circular economy?
Well, in this case, is what we are trying from the very beginning is try to create a full transparency. Yeah. So for this reason, we were seeing in the very beginning when we started to collect and segregate different materials, that the paper sacks were just being 1%. Yeah. So in this transparency, we need to understand also what is the what are the costs for collection. Yeah. What are the costs for recycling. Yeah. Where the revenues that can come, yeah, if the recyclers are paying money for these materials. We need to understand what could be also the bonuses that we could get from EPR systems, yeah. So then needs to be fully transparent, yeah. So I know that in some cases we are still managing different circular economy initiatives. And in some cases, we have a lack of transparency, and for this reason, those kind of initiatives are not really boosting circularity, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like another thing I wondered, I think you said there's 12 companies, right, in your circle. So if you think about the change management of that and transitioning to a completely different system, like how do you manage the change management inside all of those 12 individual companies? Because on one hand, they're all individual and they have their own individual business. But on the other hand, you want them to work together in this circular economy model, right?
Yeah.
So how do you, is that something that you share, that change management, or do you just leave it up to the companies? And what's the role of management there? Is it like bottom up or is it top down?
Yeah, no, it's a very good question. I mean, I think I said from the very beginning and also for the takeaway. So we need to understand exactly what is the interest of every single company. Yeah. And for instance, construction companies. In the construction companies, we are going to see two different type of interests. Yeah. So those areas, quality and environment, not yet sustainability, because sustainability is not yet arriving to the building sector. Well, for them, the interest is how much waste they can reduce. No, so this is more environmental values. Yeah, how they can participate in circular economy initiative, even just for reputation or image. Yeah. But then, okay, another thing is when we go to the construction sites, when we go to the field, to the ground, yeah, and well, the guys are saying, yeah, so we like all these green initiatives, but how much is going to cost? What is going to be the effort? Yeah. So therefore, what I'm meaning is that we need to understand exactly where are all the different interests, because we need to fit with them. Yeah. So a collector is going to be willing to participate here if the movement of this material, even if it's coming segregated, is going to bring an additional value, no? An additional economic value. Yeah. So for this, it's important to start thinking in every single part of the value chain, what are the values that we are going to bring them. Yeah. Of course, I'm not saying that this is going to be easy. Yeah. And sometimes we're going to enter in conflicts. Some of building material producers are already providing closed loop systems. Let's say this is a more commercial approach, yeah. And they're seeing somehow that maybe this initiative can overlap the commercial approach. I mean, so we are trying to find also the way, yeah, to create a balance also there, and also demonstrates that the alliance can bring much added value, yeah, than a conflict itself, yeah. But this is the key part, yeah. So how to manage all this, yeah, and at every single part, even at the construction sites, then how to stimulate the different operators, yeah, because in the beginning you are talking just with the the manager side. So the operators, yeah, how to change the mindset is coming also from the culture, yeah. But like a manager side was saying in a few weeks ago, look, before they were not using a helmet, yeah, and now you see everywhere, yeah. So it's just trying to change the mindset, yeah, and also trying to educate. And this is also the part of how the alliance, yeah. So it's not just a problem for the construction company, it's a problem of everybody. So how others can also help. Maybe the building material producers, when they're coming for running trainings, they can also add part of that, yeah. Or even why not to create this closed loop, yeah, for instance, with the paper sacks. And so the operators, the new paper sacks that are coming with cement, for instance, yeah, so are coming from bags with recovered paper already recovered by them, right?
Yeah. And is this only with your existing like suppliers? If you're saying like, we need to check what the value is for the collectors, did you have to change parties that you are like normally working with to other parties because they didn't get it, or
No.
was it just a request and this is now how we're going to work? So just better solve.
I mean, in the value chain, you have seen also in this circle. So we are upstream the value chain. So basically, we started to talk directly to those that are downstream the value chain, but we haven't tried to reinvent the wheel. We're just using the same resources, yeah, but maybe applying lean, yeah. So something that we see in how the industry is lean manufacturing, yeah, applying lean in the construction, in managing the waste, yeah, and using the same resources. So we are not coming with a new a waste management company just to collect the paper sacks. No, we are going with the current collectors, yeah, but so we need to work together in order to change this to the new model, no? This is different, yeah. So before they were paying for, basically they were transporting waste and then paying for being incinerated or being landfilling. And now we are saying, look, now you're going to receive money for this. Really? Yes, but please, you have to share part of this profit with the construction site if you want to increase the volume, and then you will increase your business. Yeah. So, I mean, it is important also to work out of the box. Yeah. And sometimes I need to report my management because I'm talking about the plasterboard, mineral wool, and other kind of materials. They're saying, "Hey, Carlos, don't forget that we're producing paper sacks." Yes, but well, we want to get them collected, right? Yeah. So then we need to create a bigger wave, and I mean, it's heavy, yeah. And sometimes we feel the weight of this, but in the end, is really passionate.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds really cool. Thank you for answering all those questions. I think Luciana has a question. Oh, I think she raised her hand.
Yeah, just two topics. One is if you're at the stage of closing the loop and putting this recycled paper bag in your production, are you thinking about, or do you think about some kind of sustainability certification for this, for your products, your new products that comes from this circularity model? And the second question is, as this alliance has an impact and it is important and has its importance, are you getting feedbacks, or can you be in touch with the regulator? I imagine that is the European Commission. In the end, it will be them, because they are dictating the rules for recycling. So is this alliance being able to talk to the regulators?
Yeah, sure. Well, starting with the first one, of course, yeah. So we could generate certificates for this, yeah. And what is the, let's say, CO2 reduction impact? But this is also the interest for all the different parties, yeah. So today, the construction industry is blind, yeah. So they don't have, even if the collectors are managing the waste, yeah, and they say that the valorization rate above 50-60%, yeah, so they don't get any kind of information, yeah. So, but did you see that also these green certificates are also arriving to the building industry? So investors and institutions requesting these green building certificates, BREEAM, LEED, some of the names of those, yeah. And they have also special chapters in the part of waste management and circular economy. So one of the work streams that has already started, yeah, to work on this is basically into providing this kind of certificates in a, let's say, semi-automatic way, yeah. Today, looking at how many parts of the value chain, how many stakeholders you see in the value chain, could be really difficult to get the phone, yeah, and get those certificates for all the different materials, yeah. So for this reason, we are trying now to work on how would be the best way, at least process-wise, and then of course the digitalization is one of the, let's say, improvements that could bring a lot of added value to the waste management. Yeah. The second question regarding the regulators, of course, we are in contact with them, and indeed there is an idea to organize, let's say, a circularity tour. Yeah, because this is really getting the attention of many of the European Parliament's members. So in the end, there is not many circular economy initiatives, yeah, that you can see running and in place and providing evidences of reaching these three sustainability values. Yeah, so here, I think what is more important is what we have created, this engagement model with the different stakeholders of the value chain. Yeah, and I mean, showing them that we are anticipating the current regulation. Yeah, not just the packaging and packing waste regulation that is part of the Green Deal. Yeah, so that we're talking about something much bigger, that is the construction waste. Yeah. And how the entire value chain is working on that, yeah, and what the outcomes of this, that is not just the reduce of waste, is we are bringing also solutions, we are bringing value, we are bringing a new economy, yeah. So and I think even if it's not today, is not running perfectly, yeah, because we are just in the beginning, I think we don't take any risk, yeah, if we show also the imperfection, right? Yeah, because we need also to get not just from the European members of the parliaments the feedback based on the regulation, is also the instruments to get access to European funds, right? Yeah, that they could incentivize much more this. Yeah, so funds that they could, I don't know, could be reached as well in the construction site, put in some baler machines that could optimize the space there and also optimize the logistic cost. Yeah, instead of transporting air, they could transport compacted material, or investments of the collectors, better sorting, more automatized machinery, recyclers, investment in the recyclers. Yeah. I mean, and also for the digitalization. Yeah. So imagine to digitalize all this world, what you need to make. Yeah. So that there are some investments that, of course, could bring a lot of added value. Yeah. So in this reason, yeah, maybe I'm understanding a bit myself, but I think this is very important, yeah, to get the connection with the regulators, yeah, and provide feedback, yeah, and build together, yeah. Something that we are saying also to those that are getting involved, yeah, different stakeholders. Look, what we are doing, yeah, is also to regulate ourselves. I prefer to define my own solution that then is going to fit, yeah, with our interests, rather than someone from a desk, yeah, defining what we should do and not maybe considering in an holistic approach, yeah, all the aspects that have a complex topic like waste, the construction industry.
Maybe I'll jump in as well with a question. Thank you so much, Carlos. It's really, really interesting. And I think, you know, a lot, you said it yourself, everybody's just getting started with circularity. There are only very, very few companies out there who really are, you know, making this part of their business model. I know we had Waste to Wonder actually in the room. They've left now, but that's an interesting business model if anybody wants to go and have a look at them. For those companies just getting started with circularity, how do they best identify that one pilot project to just start getting going with and learn, take as a learning experience? I guess that's a question more for the entire room, but it would maybe be interesting to hear from your side. How was it that you then got to the paper bags as that product for the pilot?
Okay, so of course, so the one that then needs to develop this, so in this case, Mondi is due to the size that we have, yeah. So we needed to take some leadership here, because otherwise this probably shouldn't come, yeah. But anyway, I think so. Once we started the pilot, we started to invite companies to participate. Yeah. So, and the pilot, this is one of the most important things, because look, everybody has opinion. Yeah. And if we are coming into a round table and we are just coming with the opinion of the people, yeah, I mean, probably we are going to provide, it's going to be anyway interesting, no doubt. But just on opinions, probably we are going to define something totally different to the reality. Yeah. When we started to run these pilots, yeah, the idea is to learn from there. No, so trying to find where the opportunities behind. Yeah. So let's define let's bring evidences of a business model. Yeah, and of course at the same time, let's identify where all the different challenges that we need to manage. Yeah, and this is the reason why I think we were succeeding in the 2 roundtables that we have celebrated. The first one in Madrid, and now 2 weeks ago in Vienna. Yeah, because I remember the conversations with some of the companies that they were not participating in the pilot, but they were invited anyway to the round table, and they were coming with a different perception, yeah, than the one that they took after the discussion and understanding the results of the pilot. Yeah. So it is very important to create this engagement model, yeah, with something that is real, yeah, because otherwise, I mean, it's going to be like a smoke, yeah. So you can smell it right now, but then it is gone. But I mean, so and here especially talking in this in this in this forum, yeah, that is also about the procurement, yeah. So here is also very important for procurement people to understand. So the transformation of to circular also comes in the inside of the departments, yeah. So we need to think like that, yeah. So actually in a linear model, yeah. So we are just connecting one side to another, yeah. But in a circular one, yeah, basically we are connecting the two nodes, yeah, that are let's say of the same rope, yeah. So for this is important that we keep in mind this. I know that for big corporation, this is going to be tricky, yeah, because there are many different departments in between, yeah. But it is important to bring this.
I always think it's really interesting to, when we're having these discussions and doing these pilots and learning later down at the kind of end of the cycle, it's interesting to bring in the product development and innovation team to see what learnings they can take, right? Because I imagine as a company, your existence in the future depends on creating products that are circular. So you need to be working on that today. And I don't know, like you don't have to answer because I don't know if that was the case, but it would, if you had somebody from product R&D and innovation there, it would be interesting perhaps to hear their outcomes from joining that.
Yeah, sure. And I mean, this is a continuous conversations. Look, the building industry is looking for new alternative materials, yeah, with less environmental impact. And here, look, that only 7% of the waste material is becoming in closed loop in the construction industry. So I mean, so we are seeing now that the EPS material, for instance, or XPS, can be turning again into the loop. The case of paper sacks as well. Well, paper sacks is going to be a tricky thing, yeah. Also because we need to produce paper sacks, yeah, that are bringing building materials. We need to produce them with paper sacks, yeah. So we cannot produce it with another paper on board, yeah. So, but you see that the different materials are trying to find new solutions. So here we are involving more and more departments, yeah, and of course R&D departments to develop more sustainable solutions using these recovered materials are going also to be part of these dynamics.
Wow, that's just perfect. Well, if anyone has another question, I think we are very close to our time. And again, there's someone that is typing. I don't know if someone wants to speak. And yes, the recording will be on YouTube in our channel.
Yeah.
And well, I just want to thank Carlos again. I know your time, it's hard to find a spot in your agenda. So really thank you for this masterclass on circularity. And thank you, Charlotte and Claudia, for being here from SPP. We are here to chapter Scope 3. And thanks everyone also for reached the end of this presentation. So Carlos, again, thank you so much,
Yeah.
and congratulations on your perfect work, and which I follow for the last
Really cool
three
to
to
see
4
a
years.
real example that's actually working. It's not theoretical. It's
And
really cool.
it's really working for the last, well, I know you for 3 to 4 years. So 3 years, I think I know you. So, and you were doing this, you're starting this. So it's really an achievement.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much also for inviting me. For me, it's also very important to share all this and getting this feedback. Yeah, so in the very beginning, many people were saying, "Yeah, this is impossible. You are crazy." Having this feedback, yeah. So I see that we need to continue because we are just in the beginning. And hope that this can inspire others, yeah, to develop all the kind of circular initiatives. You have my contacts, yeah. So if anyone wants to get, I don't know, tips how to start managing this, happy to help and happy to support. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. So thank you all for being here, and have a nice day. Who is in the beginning of the day?
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.